Alright, let's see what's going on here. Are we booming? We're booming. Pretty sure. Alright. Oh, sorry, double volume. Alright, cool. Alright, so pop that, pop this, pop that, beep. Alright, cool. Oh, I don't have my thing up. Sorry. Sorry, I thought I was ready. Psych. I just literally had to restart my computer. That's what I was doing the last, like, 5 minutes. Where are we at? Right here? Output projector. Output projector. Bada bing. Right there. Alright, cool. Now I can see over here. And over here. 2 monitors, 1 stream. Now, do we have an issue going on with this? Okay, no. Alright. So, let's work on a dragon, huh? As quickly as we possibly can. Not to rush, but can't spend all day. You can see me preparing the palette here. Man, I'm almost out of this gunmetal color from the Cav line. Rest in peace. Definitely been getting my money's worth. Or, well, I didn't buy that color, so just kidding. Shout out to Cav Boss. They sent me that for free. I'm actually going to go see them this weekend down at Twisted Lords Con on Saturday with James. Alright, so, yeah, let's just, start doing stuff, huh? Looking to see how I want to section it, where I want to start. Pretty sure I have it down. So let's get some, thinner out here. Just to aid a little bit in our journey. Oh, please don't spill. Oh my god. So anyway, I hope you guys are all having a good day out there today. Obviously, this commission's taking me longer to finish than I expected, even though I sort of knew towards the end, as with most commissions that have like a lot of individual work that has to get done, just slows down. It is what it is, man. That plus all the moving stuff this week pretty much was just this, and then on top of that. This weekend this is a slight nightmare, you guys won't see me tomorrow at all, and you won't see me at all for another week, so, but I'm moving. When you will finally see me again, I will be settled down in Texas, rocking and rolling. My life is just going to be so great. So, you can see the wide array of colors that I'll be using here. What's up, Scott? What's up, JB? What's up, Scott number 2? Don't be quick, be great. Yeah, whatever, Scott. We're gonna be quick. Actually, shout out. Ooh, I can't say that on stream. Just kidding. But I do know that there's a company that told someone something similar. And they are now logged under the dirtbag meter in terms of miniature companies. But what else is new? We run into companies like that all the time. So I did have this weird fleck come through. I think it was from, because I ran some alcohol through it, and I think it like jarred some stuff loose. But once we do our treatment on it, I think the brighter flecks, which are actually like a lot brighter on camera, because the white balance is trying to compete. But I think it'll actually help. I had something similar happen on the Ghosts, and it looks like spectral. So what I'm gonna do first here is to start layering in warmer tones, really. Remember that we are live on YouTube as well in 1080. If you're crazy enough to watch over there, feel free to hop on over. Otherwise, hang out here. I don't care. Doesn't make a difference to me either way. We are rapidly approaching 5,000 likes on the page, though. There have been like 400 new likes this week. So if you are new and you're watching, make sure to drop a hello into the chat. We would love to hear from you. Let us know where you're watching from, things like that. So it's going to be important during this stage, of course, is just making sure I'm hitting the same sections with color, or at least the same color, as we wash our way down. I went with this sort of more neutral skin tone as the base, because if this is going to be a zombie dragon, well, and the artwork too, it's obviously covered in a lot of bone, so I'm just sort of trying to match in the middle the colors that we're going to end up using the most. So, but it'll be relatively easy to tone down and do multiple layers. You can tell too already I'm sort of doing multiple colors at once. I'm throwing in blues. I'm just getting us there a little bit quicker, nudging it along, throwing purples into the shadow, you name it. You name it, we're doing it. So alright, so I'm happy with that on both sides. We're going to begin to let that dry before we go back in. But now we're going to start going a little bit deeper. Here are the wings, by the way. They're gigantic. They're obviously going to be much darker than the rest of the the miniature, but there's only so much you can do with big wings like that. The other dragon was a bit easier because it was smaller. But, so what I'm doing now is I'm using this sort of, oh, sorry about that, this like rust brown color. And the reason being, if I want to go back on top with more red, obviously it's tilted more in that direction, but then I can also go back through and use cooler tones as well on top. So this is sort of just a good middle of the road for us to sort of prep the skin. But now that we have this tone down, I gotta go match it on the other side. Make sure we're doing our dude diligence. Is that the phrase? Is that right? The dude diligence? I don't know. Do feel free to share this out wherever it is appropriate. I don't really know. I'll check the chat here in a second to make sure that, you know, everyone's alive and well. Unless it's like Ben in there talking a bunch of craziness, then we'll just ignore him. It was funny, we haven't seen Ben in chat in a while, but he sent me a message last night. Is Ben in the chat? That'd be pretty funny. No, it is water. It's water plus a little bit of thinner, JV. I just want it to be diluted slightly. Sorry, I'm trying to do the chest plate there. Okay. And big thank you again to JV. Remember, he sent that coffee through. And boy, oh boy, that is some tasty rocket fuel, I can tell you that much. At least cold brewed. I cold brewed it with some pH water. So it was extra smooth. Let me go ahead and just straight up water dilute that down there. So that way it tapers, because I know that I'm probably going to shift to a darker color the further down the mini we go. So. But, alright, so I'm happy with this base layering with these colors as we continue to render it out. Let me see. Alright. Alright, so I'm happy with that tint. Let me, I'm wondering if we should... Oh, thank God that was closed. I almost made a fatal mistake. What are we looking at here? What are we looking at here? Let's hit buttons and make things pop. Your coffee game is stronger than your painting game? Come on, JV. Have some faith. Alright, so we're actually going to be mixing Money Wash 2.0 in with our little mix here. There we go. Now we really got it cooking. You can actually tell the difference already because of the mediums that are in there. Money Wash. I wish I still had that GIF that we used to play to celebrate the Money Wash use, but it's okay. For those of you that remember, you're the real MVPs, for sure. What's funny, too, is you can just tint Money Wash whatever you want. You just add a little bit of pigment, boom, you're good to go. You don't even have to worry about it. Alright, so I'll probably tint the left and right as it continues on. I need to get more of our Cavalry Brown out. Cavalry Brown, so we can keep on rocking in the free world, as Nardwar would say. Shout out to people that know who Nardwar is. Alright, let me get this out here. We'll get a lot of Cavalry Brown. There we go. I need my dropper bottle. My empty dropper. Oh, wait. I have an empty dropper, like, right in front of me. Where'd you go? Where you at, dog? But, of course... Oh, it's not. Okay, check this out. Here we go. Oh, no! What did I just... Did you just see that? What did I do? There was something in there still. Oh, my gosh. Oh, there's a lot. There we go. That's fine. Totally fine. It's a lot of strong tone in there anyway. Alright, so now... There we go. Alright. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, that's the color we want. That's hilarious. Alright, so there's that big wash. We're just gonna operate out of that. Alright. Delectable. I want the transitions to be a lot bolder down here, or not bolder, I guess I would say like that sort of base color that we're going for on the legs and down the bottom of the tail needs to be more saturated because I'm not going to be doing as much of a color shift. I'll probably tint everything with an airbrush too at the end through like a Natterall application. Keep it simple, keep it sweet. Now this back part is kind of weird because the sculptors at Cool Mini or Not are like really, really good at their job, and they decided not to section out the back plate right there. You know, because they're good at their jobs. So we're just going to pretend that that whole section's a back plate, but I am going to bring in some of the color on top. We're going to be using a separate color for all the sort of like plating, armor, whatever you would call it. All right, let me hop over here, make sure we're getting the same tonal coverage. So, anyway, so it was funny, that meme, like, got a ton of attention that I threw up there the other day. Little do you guys know, I have quite a few memes ready to go. One day I sat down and made quite a few, and so now I have, like, a stored bank of painting memes, so I'm gonna be, I think, like, during my move, I think we'll do one every single day. As like a... Or maybe not every day. I don't know. We'll figure it out, but... I definitely want it to be funny. I'm hoping to literally be out of my apartment for real, on the 27th. If that's not possible, we'll just keep it rocking, but... That at least is my plan for next week, is to be gone by the 27th. The regional manager that's handling my move out or whatever still hasn't replied to any of my emails, so I'm literally just moving out. I'm not telling anybody at the office. Lawyer's been informed. Like, I have all of our correspondence ready. Like, it's just so funny how... So this regional manager, right, is like, look, I know you've had like the worst experience living here over the last... I've been here for 3 years, but it's a new management company. And he apologized for everything. He's like, I'm so sorry. I will handle everything. Let's get you moved out. It's no big deal. And then he literally dropped the ball. It's just laughable. I really love people that are like bad at their jobs. So this guy is totally killing it. So you can see our application starting to dry up above, looking nice, giving us a nice gradient tone. This is sort of a mix between glazing and washing at the same time, just because of how much pigment is involved. But it's a good trick in case anybody has like large minis and they're like, how do you paint something so big? For everybody that got suckered into the Death May Die statue, and now you're like, how do I paint this thing? Techniques like this are good. Obviously, you need an airbrush, otherwise you're gonna go crazy, but you can buy a cheap airbrush for like 40 bucks online with a built-in compressor. Doesn't need to be nice. Just needs to work. Oh. Whoa, this guy is hard to hold. Love this tone down here, though. Working really well. Kind of confusing here where the plates start and stop, so we'll just pretend again that, you know, the sculpt actually has something that makes sense, and we'll just kind of paint it. It's always so weird when you're like, why didn't you finish sculpting that? Did you run out of time? Like, you just didn't want to show where the plates ended? I don't know. Pretty odd. This is the last big mini that I have for this commission, though. Oh no, not true. I need to finish. There's like a regular giant dude, and then there's an undead version, and I need to finish the undead version skin. It's all like, you know, gross green gray, whatever. Pretty typical. But I'm waiting to do that because I have other humanoids that still need their final, like, zombie skin touch, so I'll just do them all at once. I've pretty much been working in batches of, oh gosh, I mean, 30, I think? I mean, the last batch I did was, like, 32, 35. I'm just doing big old batches the whole time, finishing them up. Oh, look at that. That's pretty cool. Spill a ton of that. Do I even have a napkin or anything over here? Yes, I do. Okay. Aw, so sad. That's, I mean, that much wash is like, if I was doing a full body cover on something, that's probably 10 miniatures worth. It's alright. Just the cost of doing business. Oh, wow. Sorry. Didn't know what I was looking at. Or rather, I should say what you guys were looking at. So you can see how that first application was drying. All it did in the front was tint it, because I want to use a bunch of different colors. Down here on the bottom and on the arms and legs, obviously, we're using something with way more pigment. Because I want it to be mostly this kind of color. You know, I think the worst part about this move is that I know it's not permanent. So I know I'm gonna have to do it again in maybe like 8 months to a year. I don't really know that much. But it's funny because I'm like dreading next week because of how much work I'll have to do, and then it's like, I gotta move again. But it's a great, don't get me wrong, I'm so excited. I can't wait to get out of here. And the room I'm gonna be working in has these huge, awesome windows, a ton of natural light. Arthur's gonna be so happy to have so much extra room. There's a swimming pool that's like not disgusting, which is cool, you know? Granted, it's obviously someone's pool they care about, but better than the apartment here. I think I shared that photo with you guys, did I? Of what my pool looks like currently. It's like neon green and has living things in it. It's not, they've never opened it this summer. And they never told us why. They're just like, yeah, you don't get a pool this year. Welcome to these apartments. I did the math as well. So they have 300 units, and the cheapest rent is $725, and they refuse to open the pool. I think they make enough money a month to open a pool. I don't know. I could be wrong, but could be wrong. Maybe I don't know how money works. I don't know. But, so I'm moving out. The guy below me has already moved out. The girl across from me is moving out right now. Like, literally, this building's gonna be empty at the end of the month. It's kind of crazy. And the best part is, like, I know the management company just doesn't care. They're like, oh, people moved out. I wonder why. They're just so oblivious. Alright, this is like our last little dash of this color for now. I will water taper it out, though, towards the bottom here. Oh my gosh, but you can't use water. You have to use distilled ionized water. No. Yeah, right. Alright, so now everything is sort of chilling out. We can move into the more fun color work here. So, what do we want to do first? I'm thinking we're going to go in with our gunmetal, which is like a deep bluish gray. Throw some purple in. There we go. Alright, so let's focus in on our face here. Do our little setup. So I'm taking this deep blue, and I'm just going to be going in just kind of randomly, really, wherever I feel like it should go. And it's going to dry, you know, obviously less intense. The fact that there's no water mixed in with this now and it's only money wash pretty much should tell you that it's going to be like a pen wash the entire time as it dries. So it's okay if it gets a bit muddy, because in the actual cracks I'll just use a like pure pigment wash on top. So if I want it to be blue, it'll be obviously blue. If I want it to be purple, it'll be obviously purple. Things like that. Pretty simple, pretty easy peasy. A lot of these other minis in this commission that I'm doing right now, like the heroes and stuff, are, God, some of them are super simple, right? Like, cool, armor, boom, cloth, boom. But then others, it's like, oh, okay, so you have like 4 layers of something? Great, let me invest another hour into this that I wasn't planning on. That's cool. Thanks a lot. No pressure on me. But once this is done, it'll be great. To the chagrin of all of my other clients, too, that have been waiting for me to finish this thing. Not just good old Scott, who's hanging out today in the chat. Everybody else is like, yo, are we done with that yet? But at this point, it really doesn't matter. I mean, next week, nothing's getting worked on anyway, so... Sorry. Alright, so I'm happy with that. We have a nice little change in hue going. So now I'm going to take this color and start actually shading out shadow areas. It's okay if the wash underneath isn't dry necessarily, because they're obviously going to mix. Since we are dealing with a pigment wash, you can get away with that. It's not going to tea stain or do anything weird. It's just going to mix with the pigment that you have, creating nice shadow. It's a good trick for those that haven't employed it before. So you can see me just lay that shadow in right there underneath the leg. Pretty straightforward. And obviously the color application was a color zenithal, but so we are taking advantage of slightly that work we did ahead of time through that preparation, but nothing too insane. That's a big no. On IG? What are you talking about on IG? I'm confused. Did I miss a comment? I stopped using my Instagram. It's worthless. Absolutely worthless. The only like potential clients that I get through Instagram literally ask, like, it's not like no business comes through Instagram, so that's what I find kind of intriguing. At least for me. It's really just to show off. Like, I think that's all. So I just stopped spending time on it. It's not worth it. Not getting me paid. Alright, so I'm happy with what we're building in here, so we need to do the same on this side. So we need more of that color. Wash out the brush, because I'm just going to use Money Wash. Oops, I'm hitting everything over here. I'm dripping some on the wing. Oh well. It'll work out just fine. Ooh, there we go. This is going to be killer. Ooh. Okay. Put some of the flow improver in there. Your pool. Oh, my pool was posted on IG. That's right. Sorry, there's such a delay on the chat all the time that I don't necessarily know if I wait too long. All right. Oh, okay. This side's way bluer, but it should be fine. So a little bit more detail here for you. You can see I'm sort of paying attention here to some of the boils and everything that are going on, giving them pre-shade. I'm also holding this so awkwardly, my hand's like shaking because I'm gripping it so hard. But always pushing away. You guys know that by now. What's funny, I watched another streamer the other day, and they like literally used the exact same sentence that I've been saying for like the last year. I'm like, oh, well, I'm glad to know that's rubbing off on people. Perfect. Look at all that transition. Now, obviously, you guys, this looks like a crazy reflected nightmare for y'all, but I'm so used to looking at stuff when it's wet that it's like I can sort of assess how we're doing. So let's continue on this side again. There we go. Onto the bottom here. Obviously going to be much darker. I guess we'll pretend that the scales continue. Even though we know that they don't because they're not sculpted on there, but it's alright. We'll just darken the tail in general. Make it look nasty. Okay, so easy peasy built-in shadow work. You can see up at the top where we layered that in. Spilling on the wings, you already said that. It's not a concern. It's literally not going to be visible when it dries. Okay, so I'm relatively pleased with the shadow blocking we've thrown in here. Let this dry. Oh, well, we gotta do the backside of this. And then we'll let it dry for a second, and we'll plan our next move. If it's gonna be airbrushing, it's gonna be Natterall airbrushing, depending on what we want to do. And we'll get that knocked out. I think my airbrush is operational. I don't know. I need to clean it. I had to let my brushes sit for like an hour today cleaning because they have been beat up so bad over the course of this commission. Sadly. Which, if they all die at once, that's an expensive problem to have, but these are the same brushes, man. I've probably put close to, at this, well, when I'm done with these, about 1,000 minis since January. So they've done their job. They have survived quite a lot of abuse. Okay, so let's readjust. All right, so I'm happy with where we are headed with this boyo. The scales themselves, I'm gonna make like a really rich sienna wash to go over, and then it'll just like bone, you know. Won't have to do much, just highlight on top relatively easily. Let this sit for whatever, 20 seconds, 30 seconds. Oh, check out the chat here. Oh, JV, you're gonna get banned for making that joke. Why, you may ask? Well, still waiting on something from him. That was forgotten. And I think it was forgotten a second time. So, really neat. Love that. Really, really cool. Alright, so I think we're going to do some tinting. Go ahead and turn on the airbrush. Let it charge up. Look at how dirty it is. Oh no, shame on me. It's clean on the inside. It just has spilled paint on the outside. Hopefully that's not too loud for you. I don't think it is. Okay, I just literally stabbed myself. Oh, I wanted to see if this would look funny. Nope. Can't get it up in the glove enough. Alright, so speeding the process along. Alright, so I think I'm going to use a green. We're going to do like a very deep blue-green here as our tint. There we go. Sorry. I'll let you guys kind of see the color I'm building out. Is it this that's... Something's like hissing at me. Okay, there we go. I don't have a quick release on this, so sometimes it yells at me. Starts hissing if I don't have it on there all the way. I'm gonna get a little bit of the thinner mixed in too. And then I'll crank the PSI way down and we'll do some tinting. Alright, there we go. Perfect. There we go. I was about to say, that should turn off here in a second. And it did. Alright. Now then, of course, you should not really airbrush without, you know, a respirator, an inside of a hood, and all those things. So do as I say, not as I do. If you look at the artwork for this guy too, there's a lot of that like green and red switching. But then again, the artwork's crazy. It doesn't really look anything like, you know... It's kind of the problem with a lot of those games, especially stuff... I mean, a lot of the CMON games, the concept art is not translated well. Sorry, let me... There we go. Does this look like gross zombie flesh? I'm pretty sure we're doing a decent job getting there. All I want to do is tint it. Everything I'm doing right now is very subtle in general too, but still counts. Alright, so we're all out of that color. Fine with me. Slightly tinted out. Let me back it up all the way. Move this. This thing is terribly in the way. Here we go. Cool. Going in with purple. All right. See how thin this is. Yep. See how fast it dries? All right, cool. So this is gonna be kind of hard to get on camera because of the angles I'm using, but just trust me. Oh my god, it's gonna look so cool. Oh my god. You're welcome, Scott. Look at this. Alright, guys, stop what you're doing. Hold on. You see why we're doing this? Look at this. Look at the color change here. Alright? Just stop. Just stop everything you thought. Because then when you go back on top, it's amazing. It's built in. You just do a little bit of work on top, a little gross zombie flesh, boom, you're done. That's what I meant by fast as possible, Scott. You gotta know the tricks of the trade, baby. You can't just assume I'm cutting corners. Technique's technique. This is why, you know, I subject myself to torture. Not really torture. I mean, last night I went to bed like 12:30, got up at 6, was painting at 7. So, it hadn't been too unbearable. I did do an almost all-nighter on this job earlier in the week, too. So, I mean, I'm trying to kill this thing before we have to start moving, but it'll happen. I know I was talking all that hot game last week. I was like, yo, you're going to see it this week. Da-da-da-da-da. Obviously, things have changed, but it's all good. We're getting in. We're getting in. Oh yeah, this side's gonna be crazy. How much do we have left? We got quite a bit left, okay. Remember, there are only 2 seats available at the door for the airbrushing class that I'm doing at ReaperCon this year. So if you were trying to get in on that, you gotta run and register literally the second you pick up your badge, because I don't know how long those seats are gonna be available. What's up, Peter? Peter has entered the chat. Ha! I love it. What a delicious dragon. Very good answer, JV. And yeah, I had a discussion with another painter earlier this week where, I mean, I keep it real with y'all. I don't really give a shit. So it was another miniature manufacturing company, and they for real were lowballing the craziest number I've ever heard in my life, and I lost all respect for that company. And it is a company that a lot of you guys know. No, it's not Reaper. Obviously, that would be the immediate company you think of with me. But so yeah, they were lowballing, and then they were trying to say like, we want to, we know you typically take this long working on something, and it was just like, bro, how disgusting are you of a person? Like, you know, a lot of these miniature companies don't consider the fact that, like, their sculpts aren't what sell the hobby. It's like paint jobs, people thinking things look cool, yada yada yada. But you know, there's still some out there that they just don't know what to do, man. Bad at business. So now I'm gonna go back in one more time with our favorite gunmetal before I'm completely out of it. Rest in peace. Again, this is of the Cab series. If you want shadows that look hot, spicy, tasty, everything, that's what you want right there. I should be wearing a mask. Now I've sprayed so much that my sinuses have swollen up on me, so I'm gonna be dying. I should get a real job. That's cute. That's cute. Somebody asked me the other day why I would need a lawyer for this business, and I was like, because it's a real business, you dummy. Like, because I've been screwed over and taken advantage of. Like, what more do you want? Actually, I think I got too much of this on here, but this will be our final tint color before we do some highlighting on top. You guys will really love seeing that because it's going to be gorgeous. And then we'll just go to some brush work. And then we'll focus on the back, and then that's it, man. That's it. That's a paint job. That's all you gotta do. All right, let me test this. So here we have our purple. All right, so this one's a little bit more intense than the purple. Actually, no, it's not. You can see it dry. Look at that. It's like a little. It's like the memory of a color. Look at that as it dries. So, cool. Let's get some blue in, shall we? So we're going to do this really as an Adderall spray. So I'm doing an Adderall application, you can see from below. Hey, why are you clogged? There we go. Natterall, of course, is the actual real-world word for opposite of zenith. If you know what a zenithal is, then you know what a Natterall is. See? Look, we're just baking in the rest of those gorgeous shadows. I mean, look at how good that looks, man. Jeez. Cheers. Yummy, yummy color. Alright, let me adjust this focal point for you, because obviously you're trying to airbrush and do that. Oh my gosh, look at all these colors, man. Terrific. Okay. Oh, whoops. You know, what's weird about the direction it's facing is that it, like, technically its entire face should be in shadow, which is unfortunate. Another really odd sculpt choice. But I understand they want it to be, like, if there's a miniature right here, it's supposed to be looking down at the miniature or whatever, but still doesn't make sense. I feel like, at least. Sort of tint the sides here. Can't really do a Natterall on the top because it's not the right angle. So, now I'm going to take these wangs. I'm just going to tint the insides of the wings. Doesn't really matter what I do here because it's going to look crazy. So, oh look, we're running out of that color, actually. Actually, I'll just do that later. But yeah, the wings are just bright on top, whatever on bottom. If you want to see Hold on, let me show you this. This will have to be on the face cam because it's going to be too big. So, if you want to see what it actually looks like with the wings on and everything. Looks like this, see? The size of my head. So, big wings, yada yada. Alright. So, here we are with our beautiful dragon in the works. Now we're going to go back in with a highlight. Now then, that being said, this is going to be the most dangerous part of the day, my friends. I hope you are ready to hold your breath with me as we enter into this journey of ruining all the work that we just did. Scott, if you're watching, I would just walk away from the computer for about 15-20 minutes until we really find out how bad this is going to be. Scott, of course, is the client. James, get out of here, leave. Look at James in the chat. Saturday. Yeah, we know, James. We were already talking about you, man. Saturday. Saturday. I don't know if I'm happy with that. It needs to be more red. I'm using Rust Brown, of course, from Reaper, which is Cavalry Brown's slightly less intense cousin. You could say it's a sibling from a different dribblin' of paint. So, I'm watching everything. Thanks, Scott. Go ahead and leave. Go ahead and leave right now. How did your last D&D session go? We called it off until the 23rd because one guy was going to be sick. Not only that, he's at the house we're playing, and I'm not going to do him like that. I'm not going to do him like that. You can trust me. You guys are going to see this dragon when it's done, and you're going to be like, oh my god, that is amazing. Alright, this is the perfect color. Here we go. Okay, so this is literally going to be so funny to try and do on stream. Alright, hold on. Okay. Alright, I gotta figure out a focal length. That makes sense. Alright. Alright, that's good enough. So, zooming in for the white balance here. So you can see what we did. Really all this is a, here we go. It's essentially the same color that we tinted while we were doing the base layers. So then I'm going back on top and it'll smooth it all back out. As if we never did any of the washes, as if we never did any of that, and it was all natural. Just like Kim Kardashian. Shots fired. I'm not body shaming, I'm just saying. It'll be more obvious here on the tail section. You can see the application going on. From above, of course. So you'll be able to tell here as well. Let me get it really in shot, in frame. Just a warm tint. If you look at this compared to the artwork, I mean, it's pretty much equally as saturated, which is kind of what you're going for. You can see where we applied it on the left, it's much lighter, sort of like a peach compared to the purple, red, and blue that we have in quick succession. This is the Sotar. which I sort of wish there was a better option for, honestly. I don't know if I like this airbrush that much, but it's not the best, it's not the worst. I still love my Iwata. But for small, like, I will say this is the brush that I want to use for atomizing at a low PSI, which is what we've been doing this whole time, so that is why I'm using it. All you do is paint toys. Yeah, I talk about atomizing particles. So now you guys can tell what's been going on, right? It's bringing together all those colors. We'll do this side as swell. Whoa. Oh, it's empty. All right, let's do that again. What am I saying here? Let's see. Let me head some of this out here. For something that's like almost completely airbrushed at this point, it really doesn't look like it's been airbrushed at all. And that should be the goal. Not talking trash to people that airbrush all the time, obviously, because I do it too. But I appreciate like not knowing that's what's going on. And of course we're doing brushwork on top, so it's not like it drastically matters. I think that's a little bit too light, what I have in there. Let's alter that one more time. There we go. That's the color. All right. Actually, that's like way darker, isn't it? Sorta. Should be okay. I say darker, that's not the word. I should say richer. Oh yeah, look at that. Perfecto. I'm gonna have to do the face by hand, but totally okay. Everything else though, very pleased. Loving the crazy color shifts we have going on all over it. Brightening up some sections in the back here that would be getting a little bit more light. Bottom of the tail here. Of course, it's so funny the reflectivity of it. The satiny sheen that it's got is kind of not helping the camera. But that is a lot of gorgeous color. Alright, so now we're going to go back in for one more color tint, and it's going to be super intense wherever we apply it. On purpose. Gotta do that section by hand, that section by hand, this we gotta figure out. All that's pretty chill. Okay. Alright, so now I need an obnoxious color to blow from below. And you guys know me well enough to know we're gonna use purple. That's just how we do it. Get out of the way, dragon. I gotta put a gun on camera. Facebook algorithm's like, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Bad words detected. That's a no word. Oh yeah, there it is. That's gonna be the one. Super bright, super right. You know what I mean? Oh yeah. We've got a block. There we go. I need to run this thing through my ultrasonic ASAP. It's like spraying up and to the left, which is obviously... Look at that color! Which is obviously not what you want. But guess what? We can still make it work. Love it. Now we have the lighting from below, and that is going to set us up for success on the rest. I'll hit the back of the scales too here with a Natterall, same color. This guy's kind of the most impressive mini in the entire thing, so we may as well make him look absolutely nuts. Alright. And then on the wings, it would just be like something along these lines. Very gently going through. That's a dusty. Probably do where it connects on the inside more, like that. Same thing on this one. Let's see. Boom. No, no. Oh, I'm like a bull in a china shop, dude. Yesterday I was dropping so much stuff, it was terrible. Every 2 seconds I'm like, gosh. Okay. Run some alcohol through this. Like a champ. Clean it out. Sorry, I gotta turn this off and I gotta empty it out. Whoa, what's going on? Where is it? There it is. Alright, I'm gonna take this off. Okay. Put a little alcohol in there so it doesn't just dry out immediately. Alright, cool. So, boom. Absolutely nuts range of color in there. We got greens, purples, reds, orange, you name it, we got it. So, let's focus in on our face here. I think I'm gonna get a new sheet wet palette.
Don't you know that wax paper repels the water so it doesn't absorb the pigment? Herder.
For all of you wet palette experts out there, wink wink. Alright. That's the best thing about painting. There really is no truth to any of it. It's just whatever you can make work. Alright. New sheet, who's this? Look at that, we'll just get it wet to get it started. Okay, and I have the feeling we're gonna need rust brown mixed with this dark flesh from Vallejo. MC, of course. There we go, get these two out here. Mix them both with some dirty water, because I'm an animal. And there it is, look at that. That is exactly the color we want for this bad boy. Let's make sure it's nice and thin. And I could use this brush. I'll probably go grab one that is literally as clean as can be. It's fresh off the cleaning stand, so to speak. Let's do a quick little test of this color, though. Yep. It's perfect. You can't even tell where I put it, right? Look at that. It's perfect. Don't you just love being able to color match that easily? And for those of you wondering, how can I color match like that and learn to know how to mix color perfectly all the time? Just check out minipainting.studio/store and look at the periodic table of painting, and I'll be right back with some brushes. Hi, Arthur. What are you doing? Come here. Come over here. Come say hi to people. Come here. Sorry, that's like the best song on the planet that you guys are listening to. I can hear it. Wow, my glove just farted on me. Arthur, come here. Come here. You want a treat? Do you want a treat? Come here. Wow, he really just woke up from a nap. He's not responding to a treat. All right, well, you got 3 little treats on your bed, bro. All right. Fresh brush. Who's this? Wait, what's on the... Nothing. It's just a different color. Okay. This is the easy part right here. Now the front's going to be washed whenever we figure out the color for the scale. But until then... Sorry, let me actually get where my hand's going to be. Oh, look who showed up in his bed for the treats. Holding this thing is an absolute nightmare. Sorry about all of the seasickness today, I'm sure. I can live with that. What about you, Scott? You still watching? I know you're there. Is that good? You like that? You like that cool color transition? You like that? Look at that. That's kind of terrifying, to be honest. If that was a, you know, if that was a real boy. If we had a indigenous person in a cupboard moment, it'd be a little intimidating. Of course, the technique I'm using right now is quick layering. You can learn quick layering and practice it at home at minipainting.studio/store. Check out the Power Up palette. You want the Control palette. And it will get you headed in the right direction. And then, of course, for all of you taking my class at ReaperCon, you get a free palette, and I'm gonna literally shove the technique in your face, so. And then, of course, on Sunday, you can come hang out with me, and I'll show you how to use your palette one-on-one, personalized training. Do feel free to share this video out if you would as well. I've literally shared it nowhere, so. I would appreciate you. Arthur, what are you doing? Just like standing around being weird. Okay, so we have approval from Scott. That's the only opinion that matters today on this guy. Sorry, let me back this boy up. I'm glad I didn't clear cut this either. I was about to, but that would have really kind of messed everything up. Sorry, let me move this light source because I feel like it's sort of screwing with my eyes. Yep, it definitely is. That didn't help. There we go. Obviously needing to do less and less of that color as we move down the body, because we don't want that. We want all those other colors in there to sort of run the show. What's awesome about this too, whenever I hit it with the varnish, it will, because there's a lot of satiny shine coming from all those different washes and tinting that we did. And then whenever you apply that, it all mats it out. It looks absolutely crazy. It's like my favorite part of the painting process now is once everything's done, matting it down and it just looks so different. Like, oh, so satisfying. Okay, let's do the same thing over here. Just so that if this begins to change a little bit in terms of like how much of it we actually have. So you can see I'm literally not taking my brush off the miniature while I do these quick layers. Reason being because of how you actually move and use the paint, you really don't need to do that. And you can just continually build up your highlight layer as you move the brush around, like so. So now if we back out, we now have the same definition that's building up as that, you know, same as this side that we've been working on. This is the Necromantic dragon, right? If I'm remembering correctly. This one's Zombicide. See, I think or was it? It was Massive Darkness that I bought and sold. That was so sad. I backed it. I mean, it wasn't sad really. I needed the money, so thankfully I had it, right? Like that is the one nice thing about some of these Kickstarter games that you know, in a pinch, if it's still in great condition and everything, and you have all the good stuff with it, you can sell it still under MSRP and come out ahead, which I've done a few times. I never had Black Plague, though. I've thought about it. But, you know, I'm moving. I won't have my game group, so I don't really know anybody to play games with in Texas, so that's kind of sad. But oh well, you gotta make sacrifices, you know? This move is more about my business than me. So I don't really care if I don't have a game group. It's sad, but I'll live. Alright. Start building up this other side. Why is this? Gosh, this sculpt is so impossible to hold. That's where the wing is, so I don't really care about any of that, but I do want to get this section. Selectively doing some textural highlights here in the bottom portion of the belly. There's no way really I can focus in on it because the head is obviously in the way. I mean, I could like sort of try, but... Oh, looks like my mix is giving up on me. Okay. That is the one thing I was watching out for. So you can see whenever you work like this, you can literally Control-Delete or Control-Z, whatever you just did. Just hit it with water. It disappears like you never did it. Now you need to do it within about 5 seconds, but you can always undo anything you've done, which is pretty nice. Really happy with those highlights there. I think we're doing okay. For assuredly, need to do more on this arm, and then we'll let that section dry as we continue on. Gonna be carefully doing some of these highlights here on the rib cage and stuff, but you know, it's in shadow, and we want it to retain a lot of the sort of weird color work that we have underneath, so not as much as you would expect. It's so funny that the washes that we applied initially are still drying in some of these areas. Like, we've already painted most of the miniature. And it's still, I mean, look, like, right, I mean, oh, that was the water, though. But down here, it's still wet. Up underneath, how funny. So, how long have we been working on this? Like an hour? Oh, no. Looks like just over an hour. But that's not bad for over an hour's work. I mean, that's pretty good. I would assume maybe another hour and 10 minutes I'm done, so... not bad. I will call it on this guy here shortly, though. I need to take a break and then get back to like the mass stuff that I'm working on. When it comes to stuff like this is a setback in terms of workflow. Working on something like this, obviously, like, so I've lost at least 1 hour plus change from the stream, right? But working on this guy, instead of keeping momentum going on batch work, sort of, it's like 2 times the amount of time lost, if that makes sense. So working on this essentially has set me back like 2 hours, if that makes sense. It's sort of a hard, unless you paint as much as I do, it's kind of hard to describe, but it's weird how that happens. That's why I also just don't stream, but I figured I've had so many new people like the page this week, and then you also haven't seen me, and then you won't see me, and then I told Scott that I would probably do it on stream today too, just for something to look at, so it is what it is. It does set me back, though, every stream. But in the future, when I'm not doing as much commission work, I will not care. So you can see on this hand with the quick layering versus that hand without it, right? It just cleans everything up super quick. Makes it look nice. All right, so I'm gonna do a little kneecap action here, and then we'll probably call it for the day. And then you guys won't see me for a long time. Now, again, remember, I'm going to be posting memes and messing with you guys and all that good stuff. But yeah, just know that the next week of my life is going to be insanely difficult. So, but the next time you see me, I'll be in a new state, new place, same face. It'll be nice. It'll give all those other painters, you know, a week to try and catch up. Just kidding. Alright, so this guy's so big, it's hard to really get it all the way in frame there. There we go. Let me see if I can adjust the lights too to try and get a little bit better representation here. Of course, my overhead light and camera are competing for the same real estate, so it's like impossible. So I can get it closer. There we go. And then, where are we at? There it is. So yeah, definitely pleased with the color work that we have going on. I don't really want to tilt it too far one direction because it's making that purple look way brighter than it is, but at least in terms of the highlight, it is all very saturated, especially this color. I know that the white balance on the camera like literally has no idea what to do with it, but Anywho, that'll be it for today, and I won't see you tomorrow, and I won't see you for quite some time, but you will hear from me. That's it. I'm not good at goodbyes, so that's pretty much it. No Reaper Friday this week? No, you're crazy. I can't afford to give you guys stuff for free all the time. Oh, so there is a spider on my monitor. I'm looking right at it. It is a jumping spider, and it is probably the size of my thumbnail. Don't really know what to do about that, so hold on while I look for an empty cup to try and catch it in. This is pretty terrifying. Oh my god, it's looking right at me. Oh my god, I don't like this at all. I don't like any of this, guys. Oh, if it jumps towards me, you're literally gonna see me freak out. I'm like, oh no, it's moving, guys. I wish I could show this to you. Oh, sorry. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. I can't deal. I can't deal. Well, oh, there it is. Hold on. Don't unplug it. Don't unplug. I'm trying to get it on camera. Alright, I killed my own camera trying to do that. But either way, I'm about to get attacked by a spider, and it is kind of terrifying. I guess I just gotta do it like this. Yeet! Oh, there he is. Oh, he's trapped in this little plastic cup. Oh my god, you guys. Alright, I can't move my arm now. I can't let this go. So, what do I do? You guys are witnessing absolute madness here. Come on, just jump. Just jump into the cup. It's in the cup. Oh my god. I hate everything about this right now, y'all. I don't know what to do. Alright, guys. Well, I gotta take care of a spider that I now have trapped on my computer screen, and whatever. This is the story of my life. So, I will see you guys later. What a nightmare. This thing is literally in this cup. Alright, guys. Bye.